In our previous lectures, we are understanding techniques of financial analysis, in which we have studied meaning of financial analysis, meaning of interpretation, difference between analysis and interpretations, some important objectives of financial analysis, types of financial analysis like horizontal or dynamic and vertical or static, and internal and external analysis. After that, we have studied significance of financial statements analysis and limitations of financial analysis. So, in today's lecture, we are going to understand some techniques of financial analysis. The financial statements like balance sheet and P&L account are reclassified and arranged logically for the purpose of analysis and establishing the relationship between various items are studied horizontally and vertically. The various analytical methods or devices used to study this horizontal or vertical relationship are known as techniques of financial analysis. It can be defined as the methods employed to examine the vertical as well as horizontal relationships of different financial variables with a view to study profitability and financial position of business are called tools of financial analysis. I'll repeat. Methods employed to examine the vertical as well as horizontal relationship of different financial variables with a view to study profitability and financial position of business are called tools of financial analysis. A number of such techniques are used by the financial analyst, but the most popular among them are as follows. Number 1, comparative financial statements. Number 2, common size financial statements. Number 3, trend analysis. Number 4, ratio analysis. Number 5, fund flow analysis. Number 6, cash flow analysis. And lastly, break-even analysis. It is not necessary to employ all these techniques for analytical purposes. The choice of a particular technique would depend by and large on the purpose of analysis. A technique that is used frequently by an analyst may not prove useful to other analysts because of differences in the particular interest of the analyst. The first 3 techniques are discussed following in this chapter, and the rest in chapters to follow. Number 1, comparative financial statements. Comparative financial statements are those statements which summarizes and present related accounting data for a number of years, incorporating therein the changes, absolute or relative or both, in individual items. In these statements, the financial data for 2 or more years are placed and presented in adjacent columns so that it may provide a true perspective in order to facilitate periodic comparisons. The preparation of comparative financial statements is based on this logic that a statement covering a period of a number of years is more meaningful and significant than for a single year only, because financial data for 1 year represent only one phase of the long and continuous history of the firm. The comparative financial statements are designed to disclose the absolute figures in rupees amount, increase or decrease, that is changes in absolute figures, absolute data in terms of percentage, and increase or decrease in terms of percentage. The objective of comparative financial statement is to ascertain the changes occurring year by year in each item of assets, liabilities, and net worth shown in the financial statements of a business firm, and whether such changes are favorable or adverse. However, it should be noted that there should be uniformity in the application of accounting principles and methods followed in collection, recording, and presentation of accounting data. They should not materially differ over the period for which the analysis is being done. Any frequent changes in principles, conventions, and policies of accounting or the period of time will render the comparative statements worthless and misleading. Comparative financial statements provide necessary information for the study of financial and operational results over a period of time. Moreover, comparative financial statements also offer the following advantages like easy evaluation, comparative evaluation, and identifies weaknesses. Now, the second financial technique is common size financial statements. Financial statements that depict financial data in the shape of vertical percentages are known as common size statements. In such statements, all figures are converted to a common unit by expressing them as a percentage of a key figure in the statement. The total of financial statement is reduced to 100 and each item is shown as a component to the whole. For example, in P&L account, the figure of each item is expressed as a percentage of net sales, while in balance sheet, each item of assets and liabilities can be shown as percentage of total assets and total liabilities and capital respectively. Thus, expressing each monetary item of the financial statement as a percentage of sum total of which that item is a part transforms a financial statement what is referred as common size statement. The common size statements are also known as component percentage or 100% statements. Such statements show the relative significance of the items contained in the financial statements and facilitate comparison. Procedure for preparation. Common size statements include common size balance sheet and common size P&L account. In order to prepare common size statements, first the total assets, total liabilities, capital and total net sales are assumed to be equal to 100. Second, the ratio that each item bears to the total is ascertained by dividing the individual money amount by the total amount as contained in the statement and multiplying the quotient by 100. Thus, each percentage in the statement shows the relationship of individual item to its representative total. In vertical analysis, the common size statements are used for inter-firm comparison of firms and a relevant industry, while in horizontal analysis, financial statements of different years are converted into common size statements and trend is analyzed. Now, the third technique of financial analysis is trend analysis. The comparative financial statements are used to study changes which have occurred in each item of the balance sheet and profit and loss account within a period of 2 years but do not indicate the trend of progress during past several years. Therefore, financial statements for a series of years may be analyzed to determine the trend of the data contained therein. This involves the computation of percentage relationship that each item in the financial statement bears to the corresponding item contained in that of the base year. For this purpose, the earliest year involved in comparison or any intervening year may be considered as the base year. Thus, the trend analysis is the method of analyzing financial position of a business on the basis of changes in the items of financial statements of successive years in comparison to a specific date or period of commencement of study. This method of analysis is immensely helpful in making comparative study of financial statements of several years. The trend analysis of business operations and other financial data may be done in any of the following ways. Number 1, trend percentages. Number 2, trend ratios. Number 3, graphic or diagrammatic presentation. Trend percentages. In this method, first of all, information contained in financial statements of several years is tabulated. Then, the percentage increase or decreased in each item for all other years is calculated by taking the earliest year or any one year as base. These percentages are called trend percentages, which give an idea about the rate of change in comparison to base year. Trend ratios. Trend percentage are not suitable for comparison because they contain plus and minus signs. So, use of trend ratios is regarded more appropriate. The calculation of trend ratios involves the ascertainment of arithmetical relationship which each item of several years bears to the same item of the base year. While calculating trend ratios, current year's value is divided by base year's value and is multiplied by 100. Graphic or diagrammatic representation. The trend percentages or trend ratios can be depicted by graphs and diagrams. The trend in two related variables can also be simultaneously presented in comparative form. Thus, graphs and diagrams can represent progress of business activities more clearly and in an intangible way. The graphs and diagrams draw human attention immediately and the changes are understood easily only at a glance. That is why nowadays the graphs and diagrams are being used in published accounts to show changes in sales, stock, capital, profits and all other important items. Even data for different past years regarding various items are presented through graphs and diagrams. Fourth important technique of financial analysis is ratio analysis. Ratio analysis is a technique of presenting internal and external events affecting the business transactions relating to its operations, operating results, and attainment of predetermined goals and objectives of a business in brief and summary. From ratio analysis is the process of determining and presenting the relationship of items or group of items in the financial statements. In ratio analysis, a definite conclusion is drawn by establishing quantitative relationship between two or more items of financial statements. External parties such as investors, shareholders, creditors, etc. require information about the financial soundness or weakness of the concern. Therefore, ratio analysis is used by all the parties, including management, to evaluate the performance of the concern. With the help of these ratios, the liquidity position, long-term solvency, operating efficiency or profitability and efficiency of a concern can be evaluated. This method of ratio analysis is discussed in details in the next chapters, so we'll understand in that chapter. Now, the fifth technique of financial analysis is funds flow analysis. In financial statements, balance sheet shows assets, liabilities, and equity of the firm at a certain moment of time. Profit and loss account depicts operating results over a period of time. Both these financial statements do not depict the flow of funds and changes in the items of assets and liabilities between two dates. Hence, a fund flow statement is prepared to know the different source of funds and their different uses. This funds flow statement is a summary report of financial operations of a business enterprise in which it is explained how business activities are financed and how the financial resources of the business are being used. According to Fogg, a statement of sources and applications of fund is a technical device designed to analyze the changes in the financial conditions of a business enterprise between two dates. The next technique is cash flow analysis. In any business, it is essential to know the sources of cash and the items on which it is spent. Funds flow statement does not provide such information because many items not relating to cash are included in funds flow statement. Therefore, to know about the flows of cash during an accounting period, a separate statement known as cash flow statement is prepared. Thus, cash flow statement is a statement of inflows, sources, and outflow uses of cash and cash equivalents in an enterprise during a specified period of time. With this statement, the causes for variation in the cash balance between any two dates are interpreted. And the last technique of financial analysis is break-even analysis. Profit is a function and resultant of the interplay of cost, profit, and volume. For example, if production or sales volume declines and other factors like fixed and variable cost and selling prices remain unchanged, then profits will reduce on account of increase in per unit fixed cost. On the contrary, if per unit selling price is increased and other factors remain unchanged, the profit will increase. Adequate profit can be earned only when proper relation is maintained between costs, volume, and profit. Break-even analysis establishes relationship between revenue and cost with respect to volume. It indicates that level of sales at which costs and revenues are in equilibrium. The equilibrium point is known as break-even point. The break-even point is that point of activity where total revenues and total expenses are equal. It is the point of zero profit and zero loss. It guides the management to determine the optimum level of output where costs and prices frequently varies. It is an effective and efficient technique of planning and decision making. So this is it with the techniques of financial analysis.